Welcome to the Strategic Management Accounting course, where we teach the value-adding steps and processes necessary to execute strategy. Whether you are just starting up or looking to grow your business, then this course is for you. With your host, Dr. Neil O'Connor.
That's the type of things I want you to be thinking about. Let's go on. Transfer pricing. Here are our 4 objectives: goal congruence, performance evaluation, incentives, and autonomy. We can spend a little bit more time on this on Thursday, but let's have a look at how much you do know. What we have is 2 reasons for transfer pricing, other than those 4 objectives. One is 2 quantitative examples that you need to know. The first one is avoidable distribution costs. And the second one is to deal with excess capacity. So here's the deal here. Normally, the board division is able to sell printed circuit boards for $22 per unit. But if we sell it inside the organisation, the games division, they don't have to pay $22. They should only have to pay what? What is the maximum they should have to pay? 20. Why? Why 20? Yeah, because immediately the board division, all right, they don't have any, without an incentive to do internal, they're going to immediately avoid $2. So the big question with a transfer pricing decision here is, how much of that $2 do we share between this division and this division? Do we keep all the $2 here? Do we pass that $2 saving to the games division? That means we sell it for $20. Or do we just pass that $1 saving across? That is, we sell it for how much? 21. Or do we say, no, you still got to pay market price. We're going to keep the $2 saving here. So then we sell it to them for 22. You see? All right, so there's the different scenarios I want you to be familiar with, okay? And that's why you've got here, you've got an example that there's the calculation, printed circuit board for $22. And then you've got an example where we actually pass it, we actually transfer it at $21.10. And the games division makes a saving of 90 cents, and the board division, of course, is selling 9 cents, but the extra revenue is $1.10. Okay, so they're selling for $21.10. So you've got a saving for 90 cents here, and this division is saving $1.10. All right, that's one scenario at internal transfer, $21.10. All right. The second, any questions on that? Okay, so in summary here, with avoidable distribution costs, we're talking about a scenario where, look, it's crazy that we force this other division to buy from outside and they have to pay the distribution. And then we've got this other division that's selling outside, they have to pay distribution. Why not just avoid this and one sell to the other? You see? So then both win. It's a win-win. It's not like one doesn't want to do it and the other one does want to do it. Okay? So the question just becomes, well, who shares in that distribution costs? All right? Questions on that? Is that fly still going, is it? Right. Okay. All right. I know why it's around, because it's to keep you all awake. Let's okay, next, let's have a look at the excess capacity. There are two divisions. There's pharmaceuticals and then there's plastics. Who is buying from who? Pharmaceuticals is buying from plastics. Pharmaceutical division would like to buy 250,000 bottles from the plastics division. Okay? What I want you to do is just take 20 seconds to just have a look at the two divisions and the data. Remember, here, pharmaceuticals is wanting to buy 250,000 bottles from the plastics division. Notice, if they're buying at 250,000 bottles at 40 cents a bottle, how much do they have to pay the plastics division? $100,000. 250,000 times 40. Now, if the transfer price is 25 cents a bottle, how much do they pay? 62,500. Not 100,000. You see that? Okay. All right. What about 20 cents? Oh, now they only have to transfer 50,000. What about 15 cents? 37,500. Guess what? Plastics division makes zero money. Okay. So you can see the range. Okay. So under those two scenarios where you've got avoidable distribution costs, excess capacity, there's going to be a range between where one division doesn't make anything and a range between where the other division doesn't make anything. Okay. These are two scenarios where it's best that they cooperate, that they do some transfer. All right. So, because by transferring internally, they are saving against if they both work externally. All right. So what you need to know in these exercises when you got a transfer pricing problem, okay, what is this range? What is the range? What is the maximum amount that the division paying for the transfer is expected to pay? What's the minimum they should pay in order to be acceptable to the other division? You played the game in class, and one group was prepared to actually sell for much lower than what their cost is, right? And someone was prepared to pay more, okay? Someone was over $20, someone was below $14. Okay, so keep in mind the range. Any questions on this? That's transfer pricing. And all of you, I can see now, you all look like you're in valuation class again. Because suddenly this has turned fun and exciting, strategy map and measurement and all that. Suddenly we're doing computation of transfer pricing, right? And I see all of you going, it feels so much like accounting, the transfer pricing. Put your hand up if you notice the difference, huh? Yes? Yes, okay. I understand. All right. So I don't want to have too much computation. All right? But there will be a transfer pricing question in the exam. Okay? So I just want you to be aware of that, be ready for that. Okay? Let me just stop there. And tell you what you need to know, the state that you need to be in for the exam. Number one, I want you to be confident. Okay? The number one thing is not memory. It's not how good your memory is. It's how you are confident. Okay? If you're confident, you can pull more things out of your memory than if you're not confident. That is more important. So that's why I took you through that systems map organisation. Not so you can memorise one more thing, okay? But the idea was that you can be more confident about, I really know what a strategy map is now. And I know its purpose is not directly the same as systems thinking, although they're part of the same thing. You with me on that? Do you feel more confident? Hands up if you feel more confident now what a strategy map is. Yes? No? Okay, that's important. That's what we want to... I want you to get that today. Okay? To get that. All right? Because I want you to be able to use it. You have your own business one day. It seems so pointless not to try and do a strategy map. If you can't do a strategy map for your own business, then good luck. Okay? Good luck, because I'm not sure how you're going to survive if you really cannot just do a basic strategy map, a basic story of what is that value proposition of your company, how are you going to make money. Okay? So this strategy map is 10 times valuable for you in the future. If you want to stay in a large bureaucratic organisation, yeah, good luck with you too, all right? So, but I'm sure you're too smart for all of that. Okay? So confidence beyond the exam, okay? So you can take this home and use it properly, all right? Number 2 for the exam. I want you to understand the second level of meaning. What do we mean by the second level of meaning? The first level of meaning is, okay, what is the three-legged stool? Okay? What is RAP? Okay, what is DHL? All right, the second level of meaning is, okay, we know RHP, RAP, okay, people controls, results control, action control, but the second level is, okay, well, what are the limitations of them? Okay, when should you use them? When shouldn't you use them? Okay, first level meaning, what are the three-legged stool? Decentralization, measurement, incentives. What's the second level meaning? Okay, well, what happens when you're missing one? You see the difference? Okay, so when you're preparing and you go back and read, and I know there's mountains of PowerPoint slides, it's about the consequences of knowing all these frameworks. Okay, right, so think about that. All right, confident, second level meaning. Okay, you will need to know some quantitative. What do you mean by quantitative? Well, there's transfer pricing, definitely. Okay, you will need to know case study. What do we mean by case study? You need to be able to draw out of a case study the framework, the big system framework. What was the framework? The framework was to do with out of control, DHL, okay, tender loving care, right, RAP. Okay, you need to be able to know that. All right. Is this helpful? Yeah? Okay, good. I want every minute in the classroom should be valuable to you. Okay, because this is your time. Okay, any questions? Yes.
I have a question regarding the steady transfer prices.
Sure.
Example 2, how does it link to excess capacity?
Great question. So the question is, okay, what's excess capacity got to do with this? All right, there's an assumption right at the beginning that plastics can, they've got capacity of 250,000 bottles. Excess. All right? And so the big question is, does pharmaceuticals, do they buy outside or do they buy from plastics? So the assumption is because plastics has excess capacity, then there's no opportunity cost for plastics. And a lot of transfer pricing surrounds opportunity costs. And opportunity costs create complications for what the transfer price should be. But with excess capacity, there's no opportunity cost at all. Right, plastics division, you've got the capacity there. The machines are just going to sit there. We might as well make these bottles. Now that you made them, what's the transfer price? Okay? If you don't assume, good question. If you don't assume excess capacity, suddenly, now what is your opportunity cost?
Not being able to sell it
Outside. And now you've got to compare what price could they sell for outside. All right, and maybe the minimum they can sell for outside is, maybe they sell it for outside for 40 cents. So now your minimum transfer price is going to be what? 40 cents. Maybe plus distribution costs or other assumptions of costs. You see that? So the idea of excess capacity is to remove that opportunity cost. So excellent question. I love that question. Very good. More questions? Yes.
Can you give an example like how, because you talk about sensitivity and precision goals, right? So what do you mean by sensitive goals? Can you give some examples of that?
Oh, you mean going back, this about 5 weeks ago?
Yeah, something like that.
With the target?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Like this. What are we talking? You mean we're talking about two types of measures? And the two big dimensions of performance?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, let's have a look. We're in the bonus time now, you know that, don't you? This is called overtime. That means you get a bonus, all right? So, you know that we can have measures that are focusing on different targets, no? All right, and so ideally, when we're talking about precision, low and high, accounting is going to be where? At the low end or the high end? Hello? Accounting is going to be here. Accounting is it's precision. What do we mean? We mean consistency. You measure the same thing year in, year out, the accounting is going to give you the same signal. All right? That's what accounting does. No more, no less. But accounting may not tell you about what is the customer thinking. Will the customer come back? Will the sales be made to the same customers next year? Do we have to do more marketing, less marketing? All right? So maybe you need some non-accounting measures to give you some more specificity. Right, which came from the non-financial, no? And what was special about non-financial is the following. Excuse me. Another texture. With accounting, do you believe accounting numbers, yes or no?
Yes.
We believe them. We believe them. That's the great thing about accounting. We believe them. Nations believe accounting. You're studying a whole course on accounting. You're doing a major in accounting. That's how important accounting is to every society. All right? Every society needs accountants. All right, so there's a huge belief in what accounting does to transparency in society. That's very important. But, so you believe that. But accounting isn't always specific. What about non-financial? What's special about non-financial or more specific measures? What is special about them? Why would organisations use that type of measure? Sharon.
Something about when you can influence.
Oh, you're very smart. Yes. With non-financial measures, the great thing is that you can influence. There's a feeling of influence over financial measures, right? Class, is this helpful or not? Hello? Can I have a hands up if you want me to keep going on this? Is this good? Okay. All right. So non-financial measures, you know you can influence them because we're talking about customer satisfaction. Remember the Hilton Hotel? Customer satisfaction? All right? So you know you can influence the customer satisfaction. You know you can affect the customer's feeling of engagement. All right? But you know you cannot influence the accounting sales over the last quarter, next quarter. All right? You can influence the customer, you can't influence the sales. But you believe the sales number, but you can't always believe customers. Because some will complain no matter what you do. Right? So there's one measure you can believe, there's another measure that you can influence. Okay, but people won't always believe. So is there some way that you can link the two so you get the benefits of both without the drawbacks of both? And the idea was that, great, if we can find a linkage between the customer performance measures, which may be very specific but low reliability, if we can find some causal linkage through longitudinal analysis and some statistical result, we can link that to some accounting measure, then we can hopefully have a combination that gives us high precision and high specificity. Right? That would be great if we can do that. That's what we're trying to do there. Yeah. Questions?
So in the end, you use two measures.
To get?
Or we come up with another measure.
No, you stay with the two measures that both have weaknesses, but if you can find a link between one that you believe in and the other one that you have influence on, then you can hopefully achieve that perfect measure that you don't have. Because that linkage allows you to believe in this measure here that you didn't believe in the past. Right? The linkage here allows you to feel, oh, I can influence accounting over time because I know if I can influence the day-to-day customer engagement, their feeling, I know over time that's going to affect accounting. Yes?
You see, you need to establish some kind of linkage. You need always to do studies, or there are other methods to establish linkage, because it's not feasible to every time connect the non-financial to financial through a study. It won't be very cost efficient.
Well, okay, if your organisation is large enough, then you need to do it.
I thought we are.
If your organisation is large enough, then very large organisations do have analytics teams that actually are studying relationships between different lead lag indicators and their final financial performance.
Then do you mean this only applicable to large organizations?
Minimum, at a minimum, you should have this in large organisations. Okay?
Is it because that in small organizations the numbers are not obvious enough?
Or maybe, no,
Relationship will not be obvious enough.
true.
Yes.
In small organisation, number one, you may be still developing a story. What is the story? Why do customers come? You may be still in trial and error mode to find out what is the real value proposition. You may be still learning, in learning mode. But once you've decided, we know very clearly the why question for our company. That is, why do customers buy our service? Why do customers buy our product? And over several iterations, we have developed a very clear measure to get feedback from customers to know that they will come back for this reason, not for any other reason. Because we don't exist for other reasons, we exist for a specific reason for why they buy. And now we know how to measure that. Then over time, there's no reason why a small organisation still cannot do that. They track that over time. At least every organisation should be doing customer satisfaction surveys or some focus groups or some phones or mystery shopper at least every year, big or small. Okay, whether they go further to establish some statistical relationship with performance, it may depend on how large the organisation is. But you get the idea. You get the idea. I still need to know why you come to my class. The big why, okay? So originally in this semester you came because you had to, right? You had no choice. All right, put your hand up if you had no choice. Yeah, everyone put their hand up, right? So thank you, right? But the big question is, what if I ran the same class again and you had choice? Would you come back? You're smiling. Okay, I know your answer. All right. But you do, there actually is a course I'm teaching next semester. It's an elective. Some of you will not be able to do it because you're loading up on your major component courses. But others that can, this will be the big test for me. Whether I do get enough customers. Yeah. Okay, how was today? Did you get some value today? Hands up. Hands up, you got value? That's the most important thing. Don't worry about me. This class is yours, okay? The same again, Thursday, you come in, go out with some value, okay? I don't want to waste 1 minute of your time in this classroom. Thank you.